Dear friends, as the global champion in the fight against conflict related sexual violence and youth liaison to SRSG office, I speak from a generation that refuses to inherit silence. Conflict related sexual violence is a wound that doesn't close when the war ends. It echoes through generations, it lingers in the bodies of survivors, in the memories passed down, in the shame imposed by society. And yet, through all of this, survivors rise, youth rise. Young people are not removed from this story, young people are born into it. Into these histories, sometimes spoken, often silenced, young people carry the weight of inherited trauma, often without explanation, without justice, without healing, but also carry the power to transform it and to demand change. Today's theme, breaking the silence, healing the scars, addressing the intergenerational effect of conflict related sexual violence, call us to action. It reminds us that healing is not passive, it is political, it is personal, it is intergenerational. Many young people are survivors themselves. Others are children born of rape, living with unanswered questions, stolen origins. Their voices are too often left out of the conversation, and that must change. We are a generation that will say, this ends with us. To every survivor, every young person who has carried this pain without words, I see you. You are not alone. Your healing is revolutionary. Your story is sacred, and your voice is so powerful. So, how do we do this? It starts with truth, and it demands courage, the kind of courage that shifts budgets, that reforms institutions, that centers healing instead of hiding. I call on decision makers to match our urgency. Listen to survivors, not as victims, but as leaders. Include children born of wartime rape in reparation, justice, and peace processes, not as just dependents, but as rights holders. Protect young human rights defenders and frontline responders from retaliation. And make space for youth leadership, not as an afterthought, but as architects of peace. Young people are not asking for inclusion in the margins, but for shifting the center. Intergenerational trauma requires intergenerational co leadership. Let me explain what that looks like. One, appoint youth co leads in the national CRSV strategies and transitional justice processes. Two, mandate intergenerational representation in peace negotiation teams, in truth commissions, in reparation boards. Three, fund youth led survivor initiatives through multi year core funding, not project based microgrants. Four, prioritize data collection on intergenerational trauma, including psychosocial and legal needs of youth born of rape. Five, include young peace builders and survivor advocates in Security Council briefings, in field missions. The Youth Peace and Security Agenda, YPS, should not be isolated from conflict related sexual violence. And six, support cross generational healing spaces where storytelling, memory work, collective care are prioritized. Intergenerational co leadership is not about inviting young people to the table, it's about co creating the table together, where lived experience is leadership, where the future is co authored by those who bear the scars and those who refuse to repeat them. This is a call for reform, for funding, for political will, for memory, and for healing. Too many of our systems are built to protect perpetrators. We must flip the script from exclusion to co leadership. This is the word young people are building, and this is the future survivors deserve. Thank you.